There we go. Unmuted. Uh-oh. I can hear myself. Hang on. Whoop. All right, there we go. Hi, Kat. How you doing? Oh. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. They don't want to both play at the same time. Oh, well. Everything looks like it's fine. Day-ish stream. I mean, it's day for me. It's only 1. So, afternoon. All right, let's get started. Where are we? Corn tortillas. Right? Let me know if at any point the audio gets weird. Because it's AI blocking a 3-foot van over there. So I tested it out and I sound fine. You can't hear it, but it's huge. So please let me know. Corn tortillas. Okay. Oh. I bought hot thing protection. Kind of need that. I bought silicone mats that are rated up to like 450 degrees just in case something bad happens. Not that I want to preserve this table, but I want to not hurt myself more than anything else. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, you know, sure, that's it. They're just like heat-resistant silicone mats is all it is. I got 2 of them, just in case, but I'm going to put them underneath the hot stuff. I could technically set the pan down on it if I need to. So, just there for exactly that reason, heat protection. All right, new table, new setup, new audio. Everything's going good so far. So we're going to do corn tortillas today. I just wanted to play with corn tortillas. It's a really simple recipe. It's just nixtamalized masa, which is just corn flour, essentially, and water. That's it. You basically put it into a bowl, however much flour you think you need, a cup or 2, and then add water until it's like a clay consistency where it doesn't stick to your hand, but it holds its shape when you squeeze it. And then weigh them out to 35 grams. Use a fancy little tortilla press, which costs 10 to 20 bucks, depending on where you get it. Look for the ones that are made in Mexico that are really heavy in iron, cast iron specifically. And then you just heat them on a pan. You're good to go. What I really wanted to do with this was play with it. 1, see how long they would last. 2, see how good they are. And 3, this way I don't have to buy corn tortillas all the time. Because this is only a couple bucks. That'll pay for itself after like 6 uses max. And then, yeah, you've got a ton of corn tortillas. Not that they're super expensive, but this way you don't have them drying out and that kind of stuff. So we're going to start by just kind of eyeballing. I'm not measuring exactly. I'm looking for consistency. I'm looking for texture, that kind of stuff. So about a cup and a half, 2 cups of this flour. Or this masa, sorry. Now you can get any kind of masa, but you want nixtamalized. It is, well, it's listed down here in Spanish as nixtamalizado, but it's nixtamalized, which is just, it's prepared with lye. It's makes it easier to digest. and cooks easier that way. The special preparation they do. If you've ever had hominy, just like giant white corn kernels, it's that. Soak it in lye. You should soak the corn kernels and then you grind it up. But yeah, nixtamalized is where we're at. Okay, so I've got a couple cups of masa in here. I've got water. It's room temperature, warm water. That's smoking hot. Let's turn you down to medium low. Himalaya, can you bring me a fork really quick, actually? Would that be at all possible, or send Irie Corn out with one? I've got my stream on my phone down here. I'm like trying to watch it. Screw it, I'll use my fingers. Yeah. Gracias. Hot. Yeah. Okay, so you can use your hands on this. Fork as well. I started in with my hands. Once I get it all off there, I'll fork it all in there, but yeah. Yeah, thank you. Okay. The fact that I can have this fan on is a good thing, and you guys can still hear me because that means I can do these streams even when it's ridiculously hot out. I don't have to worry as much. So I have this thing blowing right on me. You can kind of see things wiggling a little bit, but yeah. So these are pint measurement cups right here. So that's about 2 cups of water. It's my biggest fan. It's not my only fan, though, because there's another one over there, but, you know. All right, so I didn't quite use 2 cups. It's coming together. It's not really sticking to me anymore. Okay. So the good thing about this recipe, it being 2 ingredients, if it gets too wet, you can add more masa in. If it stays dry, you can add more in. Just quick adjustments. Simple recipes, makes it super easy. Now, I don't know. This is supposedly the traditional, you know, don't add any salt, that kind of stuff, traditional way. But I'm going to grab a large chunk. I'm sure you could add some salt at this point. But as you can see, it's not really sticking to me. It holds its shape like clay. That's what we're looking for. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot plastic sheets. I need like a Ziploc plastic sheets. Okay. It is big. I mean, junk. Tools, but junk. Some junk on this one. This one's more organized. There's a little bit of junk up here, but you know. Yeah, the plastic is meant to cover the plates on the tortilla press, so it should be okay. If not, I'll make do. And a pair of scissors with that. But yeah, it's sort of full of junk. It's just off screen. I've spent basically all morning clearing this and organizing a bunch of junk, but yeah. Junk. There's junk there. Junk over there. Junk over there. There's junk. I just try to keep it clean. Mostly because I use it. I try to keep it clean and off camera. Okay, so I've just got a scale here. It's a digital scale, one that I picked up offline. You don't have to necessarily have this. You can eyeball it. I think it's basically golf ball size, but we're looking for about 35 grams. So I'm going to make those really quick. So about golf ball size, and let's put it on there. It's 45 grams. It's a little big. About 35 grams is good for a corn tortilla. And again, I'm pretty sure perfection is not needed here, but yeah, that's what we're looking for. Corn tortilla size. I don't know how centered that is here, but yeah, not too hard. Let's make a bunch of those. Don't want to round them off too much, but we're going to keep them mostly round because then they'll hold their shape and be, well, round tortillas. Weird concept, I know. No, that's not bad. So it's looking like I'm going to make about a dozen of these. Give or take. Just under 2 cups of water, 2 cups of flour, got a dozen tortillas. The other good thing about this is, so one thing I'm going to test is how long they last shelf life. We're going to eat some fresh ones. We're going to hold on to some and see how long they last with checking them periodically every day. And then the last thing I do is when they do start to go bad or they do just start to be stale, I'm going to air fryer them. So you can take them after you have them, cut them into quarters, toss them in some oil and salt, and then you have chips. Tortilla chips. Use them all different ways. You can do that directly from the get-go if you really want to, but neither here nor there on that. Nine, 3, 6, 9, 12. Wow, I've already got it. 9, and then, yeah, 12. 12 looks about right. A little more than a dozen, depending. Hello, hello. Welcome in. How's it going? This is 62 total, so I'm just going to cut them into 32 each. Yep. And we ended up with about 14. Not bad at all. Arya. Hello, Arya. Sorry, I didn't hear if it was your name properly. I didn't want to miss it, but, you know, hello and welcome in again. Okay. I've got my tortillas measured. Penalty will bring the plastic sheets in, and then we'll just start in on the tortillas. Kat, do you do corn or flour tortillas more? So I do want to mess with flour tortillas later. So I've got this at, well, it's calling medium high. It's like 375. I'm not even going to try Celsius because I still don't know Celsius that high up. But this is just a cast iron skillet. I just want this hot. not smoking rip roaring hot, but hot enough that it's gonna brown as soon as I put it in there. Gracias. What? One will do. So you can buy plastic sheets like this, or you can, you know, cut off the actual zipper part of the Ziploc and then cut it into squares. The reason for these is it helps the dough separate from the press without leaving too much of a mess. So you can repeatedly do it over and over without having to clean, without getting the press super dirty and that kind of stuff. So I wonder how much these are online. I assume you could use parchment paper in a similar fashion. I think parchment paper is not quite slick enough. Okay, we'll see if this works in the fan. But yeah, this just has a plate up top, plate on bottom, and a lever. So you put one plastic sheet down. We're gonna take a tortilla right in the middle. Another sheet on top. And just press it. You don't have to do too much. Yeah, good to go. Now, some people swear pressing it twice, like reforming it into a ball, is the right way to go on that. I don't know. So we'll try this one without doing so. And then we'll reform it and press the other one. I got too thin on this side. When you get closer to this side, it's going to get thinner. So you want to watch out for that. But the plastic, it just peels right off. So let's put this right into our hot pan. Keep an eye on it. Should only be about 30 seconds each side. Flip it. Should be good, but we'll see. It already smells good. Of course, the side that was thinner curled up because it's thinner. You're not looking for like a ton of browning. You want a little bit of like spotted browning here and there. You're not trying to burn it because you can reheat them. "99% experience, 1 semester of college." Basically, when I was at college, they're like, oh yeah, no, once you get through the 2-year course and you get your degree, you'll be able to go out into the field and just get any entry-level job position that you wish. And I'm like, wait a minute, so I could spend 2 years at college to get an entry-level job, or I can go get an entry-level job and learn for 2 years and not pay. And that's what I did. Okay. So it's pliable. It's not crisping up. Doesn't fall apart. Well, there's a little bit of hole. I think it's good. Besides the thickness, we need to work on the thickness. And I'm going to turn this down to medium instead. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not against school. I'm not against learning cooking in school. Like, that's totally a thing. But one, I've been cooking since I was a kindergartner. And two, I wasn't gaining anything from it, you know? And I was going to have to pay and get the same education afterwards that I can. Okay, so just a little bit of salt. It's going to give us a roll test, so... Not too bad. It's a little thick. I want it to be a little thinner and cook slower. That's why I turned down the heat. Otherwise, the flavor's there. It is right. That little pinch of salt definitely pulled through, but that's just kind of going to be in the ingredients. So we'll try this again. We'll do the double press this time. Press, flatten it out, roll it back into a ball, and press it again. And I swear, apparently that's a thing. It's a little doughy on the inside, so too hot. I'm going to turn it down to medium or 300. Again, in Fahrenheit. Okay. So I moved it slightly off center towards the hinge. And the reason being, like I said, the closer you get to this side, the flatter it's going to be. So this should hopefully keep it even. Okay, now we're going to take this, we're going to re-roll it, and then we're going to do it again. I don't know the benefit to this. This is one of those old wives' tales. All right, cats, eat a bit. This is one of the, you know, abuelitas say that apparently it's really good to do it. Thickness-wise, it's better. Not perfect yet, but that's just going to come with testing. Also, this is just a dry pan. I didn't put any oil in there. I didn't put anything in there. Just heat. I made sure it was real clean. Again, we're just looking for a little bit of spotted browning. That's it. Oh, let's go. Oh, I forgot to get beans. I made beans a few days ago, like a big old pot of beans, and I was going to put one of these in and dip it into the beans as a tester. So literally just 30 seconds on each side. You don't have to stop after flipping it twice. Main thing I'm looking for is it starts to curl. It starts to separate from the pan as it's cooking. And when I try to pick it up, it's not soft anymore. And it doesn't like break apart. It stays and holds its shape pretty well. I think that might be a little too low. We had 375, we're at 300. I'm gonna go up to 350. Could also because it's an induction and it's a weird, like it holds its heat, but it also is intermittently powered, so for safety reasons. I also brought some cheese because cheese. I have tortilla over here, which I'll use next. That's plenty salty. So it'll give me a nice quesadilla similar to the salt quesadilla I just did there. Welcome back, welcome back. Waiting, waiting. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I think 300 was too low. All right, so good in the middle, 350. I have a ball back here to like sit down on in case I want to sit down or whatever. A little yoga ball. So if you see me messing around, that's what it is. Kat, do you know what cotija is? It's kind of cheese. It looks like the Parmesan that you get in like a cylinder. What are the kids up to today? The littlest two are here hanging out, getting ready to go in the pool. The middle schooler she's just hanging out and summer breaking, doing, stuff around the house as she can. And then the eldest two are at summer school, their last day of summer school, which is like a college thing. They go and they like sit in on some lectures and like pick a subject to go for the whole week. So yeah, not too much. Tortilla, yes, tortilla is it's very salty and it's a very crumbly cheese. I'll show you here once this tortilla is done, but yeah. Right? It's really cool. They got a great opportunity when they enjoy it. That's the biggest thing, is they enjoy it. They leave at they get there at like 8:30 and they're done at like 4:30. So they spend all day doing it. So they are tired, but yeah. No, not their last year. They're juniors second to last. Yeah. All right. That feels doner. Didn't break. Okay. So tortilla, like I said, it really much looks like Parmesan cheese that you get in a can and like put on spaghetti and stuff. Yeah, they're little corn tortillas for like tacos and stuff. These aren't like flour tortillas. These are the smaller ones for like quesadillas or dipping in things or making the chips, that kind of stuff. Flour tortillas for like burritos and stuff, that's something we'll do next. I just wanted to play with this. All right. Much better. Probably could have used another like 30 seconds. Finish up. But good. Okay, so definitely need more cheese. From here, what I'm gonna do, they've got this basket set up with two tea towels in there. So I'm just gonna keep cooking these and load them into here. And we're just gonna hang out and chat. Yeah, that's corn tortillas. So Kat, do you like corn tortillas or do you like flour tortillas then? Or is it just kind of a in-between toss-up? I could probably do two of these at a time now I'm looking at it. Let's try it. Both are equal. I know some people that are like staunchly against one or the other, which I guess everybody's got their own little picky thing going on, but what? It's like, what? I breached the plastic. Okay, so 2 doesn't fit. They'll shrink up a little bit, but it's really just a sticky thing. This is just raw iron for more than anything else, which is not a problem. But if it's dirty, it's gonna breed bacteria and it'll stick to it. So that just means you have to take a brush to it and maybe some water and some soap, and then you have to like season it and that kind of stuff. So it's really just more for an ease of like removal and not having to clean up too much later, but nothing particularly bad would happen. Okay, so I have to keep this one at a time just based on the size of this. If I had a slightly bigger pan, like the griddle I have inside, I could probably do 3 of them at once, but just because I kind of have a, what's this, 8-inch? So it is what it is. Penalea, if you're still watching, these are going to be done here shortly. You can more than help yourself. Try whenever you want. I ain't putting cheese on them quite yet, but there's some tortilla to put on them. We're going to be doing, like I said, those beans that I made, but tonight we're going to be doing chicken Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Because Winnie Cakes wanted chicken Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Out of, like, literally nowhere. I don't know where she got the idea, but she, like, yeah! Come on, you. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Why don't you want to let go? This is really not cooking that one. All right, fine. I'll wait even longer. Look at that. I just got another teenager added to dinner. That's funny. My favorite type of taco. I mean, recently, birria is really good. Just because there's so much flavor and you dip it in the consomme and you got extra stuff everywhere. It's all crazy. Carnitas is really good. I really like carnitas. But yeah. Not the boyfriend, the best friend. Best friendo. Boyfriend's sick, I guess. I don't know. From what I heard, boyfriend is sick. So he won't be joining, but best friend is joining. And best friend's been at the class thing with them all week, so. Why is that one not sticking? I think I just really don't like this induction burner is what it is. Probably because it's running off an extension cord, honestly, but I don't know. I had to make do. It's what I got. It's all I got out here until we get monies to do otherwise. I set off no face. So I have this right here. My sister got it as well. It's a really cheap knockoff of No Face from Spirited Away, but the idea is it's a coin bank. You put a coin in the little sake bowl. and it's playing music. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know if AI is blocking out, but and then it just eats them and swallows them. The kids love it because at the very end of it, he burps. So the kids just like put stuff randomly on it and then listen to him burp and then just and laugh and laugh, laugh, laugh. Because of course they do, because they're kids. So, Kat, when you eat tortillas, what do you go for? Like, what's your taco flavors? Like, what's your go-to? Are you like, well, we have started calling white people tacos, where it's like ground beef with like the seasoning pack mixed in, and then like shredded yellow cheese and shredded lettuce on a hard shell, or like, what's your go-to? Yeah? I mean, you know, no shame in the game. White people tacos are something. Oh, you don't like the hard shell? Hey, there you go. There you go. Yeah, hard shells aren't really a thing, so that's like, you know, very white people talking about it. So that's good. Good. I'm not mad at ground beef in like a seasoning. That's fine. It's just kind of overdone. I don't know. I've had it a billion times is what it was, so. White people taco now. Now, hypothetically, and if you really didn't mind doing the work, you could do this by hand with a rolling pin and roll them out evenly. It would be a lot more work, though. Like, by a significant amount. This is only 10 or 20 bucks. And if you have like a little Hispanic like store, a little Mexican store where you live, even better. Because I'm sure they have ones from Mexico. Yeah, exactly. It's just not it's not a good vessel for a taco. Like, I love me some Taco Bell. You know, that's my go-to fast food. But I don't get the crunchy shell taco. I just don't. They are cheap and easy. But unless that shell has been baked and baked correctly, it's gonna fall apart on you. Did you know you're supposed to bake those before you eat them? Like, I'm not kidding. Look at the instructions. It tells you to bake them in the oven for like 10 to 15 minutes prior to serving them. Which I don't know that anybody does that. As far as I know, people just take it out, put it in there, eat it. Come on. Stop sticking. Yeah, well, yeah. Soft ones, you gotta steam and reheat, yeah, but the hard shell ones, I don't ever see anybody do those. Yeah, if you don't steam the soft ones, they're gonna crack. So microwave's a good way to do it, especially if you wrap them in a tea towel, like a slightly damp one too. I think they're outside in the pool. I think that's why Penelea didn't respond and or come get a tortilla. She was slightly hype about it, but she was also really hungry for lunch, so might have just been hype for lunch. Who? Food. Yeah, basically. TTS did not like that. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So Elgato, that came out with this microphone and the microphone that I use on stream and stuff, just released a whole line of microphone holder. This guy right here, a little stream deck thing that's like lavendery purple, a little more saturated than pale, but you know, kind of a floral purple color. And they also did green and blue and pink, but damn it, I don't have the money for that. I want all the purple. I'm fine with black. That's great. Fine. Cool. But like you release a line of purple accessories, I'm suddenly more interested. Like I think they had a pink little like microphone. I call them microphone condoms, but that's not what they are. Pop filter covers. But they didn't have a purple one. So I got the green one for obvious reasons. Kat, I don't know why, but it just feels like you're going to say yes. Do you watch Love Island? Audiobooks. Oh, even better. I mean, sometimes they ask for that. There was a part, I signed up for a voiceover actor thing. Good. Love Island sounds stupid, but everybody keeps talking about it, including Riptide. Yeah, I signed up for like, you can be a voiceover actor or whatever. You have to submit your voice, but I would not doubt, especially lower end like books and audiobooks and stuff, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're using AI. There's whole services now that you can pay like $20 for a month or like $60 a year subscription to literally just generate AI voices to use for you. I would not doubt that at all. It does credit people as the audio, like usually, I think it's supposed to. So it might tell you there, but yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That's going to become more and more of a thing. I just know it. Which is a shame. There's some great voice actors out there that definitely could benefit from that. Right. They just did a video that was trending on YouTube that was like, is this artist an AI artist on Spotify? And then they did a follow-up video where he's like, because he like broke down the music. He separated it into the tracks and he like listened to the artifacting and the weirdness that would happen compared to normal human making and then probably AI making. That's how he like, was it AI or not? Then he made it a whole nother video where he created an AI artist and an AI song and released it for public consumption kind of thing. And it was stupid easy. It was stupid easy. Photos of the artist, name generated, a background history, you know, like the whole 9 yards, not just like, it's the name of the artist and here's a song. It's like the whole thing. Wikipedia pages. So yeah, it's going to be more and more of a thing now, unfortunately. What are the signs that it's just the lack of emotion? Or is there like parts where you're like, that's not how a normal person would say that word? Back. I mean, there are some people out there that can do that really well, but yeah. I would probably agree that that's sounding mostly like AI. So. Yeah. I mean, they don't get paid a ton, depending on what service you're using, but they don't get paid a ton. So I know some of them are just doing it for a quick paycheck, you know? So this tortilla press, I don't know exactly where it came from. My mom gave it to me, but it still is, and I just cleaned it up. It was super rusty as of like this morning when I woke up, and I soaked it in vinegar for a few hours to clear it up a bit. And then I took some steel wool to it, and it's at least 80% better, if not 90% better. It was bad. It was real bad. I don't know how, like, I don't know what they did to get it to that point. I don't understand. It's not like you use it in water very often. I think this nut is stripped. So we only got a couple minutes left of the night streams. Then we're going to be shifting to morning streams. Still figuring out the exact schedule, but there's a Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson's a really popular fantasy series author. And in one of the first books he made a appendix at the very back that gave you the pronunciation of all of the names for that very reason. Because there's a lot of times that voice actors aren't given clarification on that. So it's literally they make it up and they are the ones that end up determining it, even if the author didn't want to pronounce it like that. So that's entirely possible. I've read some books where the name of the person was pronounced this way, and then later they made a mini-series, and the mini-series pronounced their name entirely different. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even then, so the series I'm talking about is The Sword of Truth, and in that, the main paramour to the main character, and main character in a lot of the later books too, Kahlan is how they spelled her name. Kahlan, which Kah sounds like Ka in my mind, or reads like Ka, and Lan is Lan, Kahlan. They made a mini series of it with the author, and it was pronounced Kaylin, which I can see that, but like nobody knew that unless you like talk to him way back when. But like, it's one of those situations, I'm sure. The Hermione of it. I know, right? There you go. By the way, TTS did not like Hermione. I had to stop and make sure that word was actually a word. The Hermione of it all. I don't know either, but I saw it on my phone in mini text, and I understood where you were going, so you spelt it good enough. TTS also doesn't like some pretty basic words, so we just blame Russell. The Australian voice that they gave for text-to-speech. Oh, I hit 4,000 subs. Let's go. All right, I'll take that. $4,000 subs. We got to do some kind of celebration at 5,000, that's for sure. What could we do? Still haven't been partnered on TikTok, so I can't exactly just maid dress my way out of that one. $5,000 sub goal. Oh, actually, we could do that. I got a new G Fuel that's onion and waffle flavored. You could do an onion waffle G Fuel stream. How Baba? Oh, how's Boba? Boba's doing well. Boba has taken to sleeping next to me at night, and then she'll wake up and she'll eat my beard. Or she'll like try to get at my beard, and then she's still a kitten, so hand play is her favorite thing. Yeah, too many bees. So when I like go to get her out of my beard, she thinks I'm playing with her, and so she tries to like bite my hand and stuff, so I have to, no, we're not playing with hands, so I literally just have to like pick her up and set her down off the bed kind of thing. Because I'm asleep and she's trying to eat my beard and she's trying to, but so she's good. She's a kitten. She's demonic, but she's good. Poor baby. What do you mean, poor baby? She's got little knives in my hand and she's literally choking on my hair. What do you mean, poor baby? Poor baby, you're hilarious. It's funny because she's taken to hunting a lot more, which I've mentioned on stream already, but she's taken to hunting a lot more, even to the point of where now pretty much every toy she plays with, eventually she grabs it and struts off with it in her mouth into the kids' bathroom and then into the bathtub, and she keeps them in there. And then you hear her flipping around and going crazy on them. I don't know why the bathtub specifically, but it's pretty fun. The only time that it's illegal to tell them no and move them is if they're on your lap and that kind of stuff, which I don't do. But you can't encourage hand play, or else they will grow up to bite your hand. That's the only time I do. And even then, I just move them. Also, if she's choking, I think that's a different situation. I'm pretty sure I've heard that as a rule across the board. If she starts choking, she can't say the safe word anymore. Something like that. Not kidding. Like, she doesn't just like nibble on my hair. It's like full on, face buried, kind of thing. And it sounds like she's actively dying. Like, she goes crazy on it. I don't know why. I don't understand. The other day, she was trying to drink the water out of Irie Corn's wet hair after a shower. So I can kind of understand that, but my beard, randomly, her mom, I don't remember what it is, but she ended up having to be bottle fed, is what it was. So yeah, that's definitely what it is. And I was thinking that as well. It was definitely like a nurturing kind of situation, but yeah. She had to be bottle fed for some reason. I wasn't there when they bought her, so they got all the backstory. I got the secondhand backstory details through ADHD brains. So I know enough. But yeah, she was bottle fed, so. She's trying to find a nipple in my hair. How's that work? Oh no, my phone. It says it's about to die. All right. Well, we got 5 more of these, and it's going to take a while. So I think we'll call it. It's been about an hour long on stream. This was, yeah, successful recipe. I will be posting on both here on the YouTube and on Instagram details and that kind of stuff. She turned evil? Oh no. I really hope she's not gonna be an evil cat. I don't think she is. I think she's just really playful as a kid. But yeah, I'll be posting updates about like how long these last and that kind of stuff, both in the details on here, on the posts in this channel and on Instagram, just to play with it and see how it goes. We'll get some pictures, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's corn tortillas. It was really simple and easy. I think my main complaint is based around this situation. Oh no, but you know, that the dots do connect, you know, mom not being there to nurture, and then, you know, kitten, cat becoming evil later on. That would make sense. But yeah, my main complaint on this is it just takes so long. If I use like a kamal or like a griddle, like a flatter thing that can cook more at once, and I didn't have it hooked up through an extension cord into the ceiling, I'm sure it would be drastically different and you cook them way quicker. Which would be my only complaint, is that it just takes a while to do. But yeah, that's corn tortillas. We played with our food. I thought I turned you off. What the hell? Thank you. Yeah, so join our Discord if you haven't jumped in the Discord. There is a whole channel dedicated to things you want to see me cooking or suggestions and that kind of stuff. I'm going to be trying to do this more often now that I'm moving schedules to the morning come September. I'll have a date specifically for this, and we'll move this around and that kind of work. So you'll see this more regularly, and I'm going to be trying to do more cooking content now that we got this set up better. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to go ahead and move on. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging and chatting. Appreciate it as always. And I will be streaming again later tonight. Same normal time, just gaming channel stuff, right, Blender? Be playing Sea of Thieves, that kind of stuff. So we'll see you then, Kat, I'm sure, at least briefly. But otherwise, thanks for coming out, everybody. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Have a good one. Bye. All right.